Flying is one of the safest ways to travel. But when aviation disasters do happen, they often become some of the most tragic events in modern history. Today, we're counting down the 5 worst plane crashes the world has ever seen. Let's get into it. Number 5. Japan Airlines Flight 1231985. On August 12, 1985, Japan Airlines Flight 123 departed Tokyo for a short domestic flight to Osaka. Just 12 minutes into the flight, a loud explosion tore through the rear of the aircraft. Years earlier, the plane had suffered damage to its rear pressure bulkhead, and the repair had been done incorrectly. On this flight, that bulkhead failed. The resulting decompression ripped off the vertical stabilizer and destroyed the aircraft's hydraulic systems, leaving the pilots with almost no control. They managed to keep the aircraft flying for over 30 minutes, but eventually, it crashed into Mount Takamagara. Of the 524 people on board, only 4 survived. 520 lives were lost, making it the deadliest single aircraft crash in history. The crash prompted global changes in maintenance procedures and safety checks, particularly for aircraft repairs involving structural integrity. Number 4. Charkhi Dadri Mid-Air Collision 1996. On November 12, 1996, 2 large passenger aircraft were on approach to New Delhi. Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1-9-0-7. Due to language barriers, poor air traffic control, and limited radar coverage, the Kazakh crew descended below their assigned altitude, directly into the path of the Saudi jet. At 14,000 feet, the 2 aircraft collided in mid-air. Both were torn apart and crashed to the ground near the village of Charkhi Dadri. All 349 people aboard both planes were killed instantly. It remains the deadliest mid-air collision in aviation history. After the crash, India made sweeping changes to its aviation system, mandating radar coverage in all controlled airspace and requiring all commercial aircraft to be equipped with Traffic Collision Avoidance Systems, or TCAS. 19 terrorists hijacked for commercial airliners in the United States. American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 were flown into the North and South Towers of the World Trade Center. American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon. United Airlines Flight 93 was headed for Washington, D.C., but passengers fought back and the plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. All 246 passengers and crew aboard the 4 aircraft were killed. In total, nearly 3,000 lives were lost in the attacks, including first responders and civilians in the buildings. Number 2. Tenerife Airport Disaster 1977. On March 27, 1977, the world witnessed the deadliest accident involving commercial aviation not caused by terrorism. After a bombing at Gran Canaria Airport, multiple flights were diverted to the smaller Los Rodeos Airport on the island of Tenerife. 2 of those flights were jumbo jets, one operated by KLM, the other by Pan Am. In thick fog and amid confusion on a congested runway, the KLM aircraft began its takeoff roll without proper clearance. Meanwhile, the Pan Am jet was still taxiing on the same runway. The 2 planes collided at full speed, creating a massive fireball. 583 people were killed. The disaster led to international reforms in aviation communication, requiring standard English phraseology, strict clearance confirmations, and improved coordination between cockpit and tower personnel. Number 1. Air India Flight 171 2025. The most recent and heartbreaking event on this list occurred on June 12, 2025. Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, departed from Ahmedabad en route to London. Just minutes after takeoff, the aircraft began experiencing severe system failures, including issues with flight control and hydraulic pressure. 276 people lost their lives. Miraculously, there was 1 survivor, a child seated near the rear of the aircraft, protected by debris. The cause is still under investigation, but early indications point to a critical failure in flight control systems. The crash is now considered the deadliest aviation disaster in over a decade and has prompted immediate reviews of maintenance protocols, pilot training, and aircraft system redundancies across the industry. If you found this video informative, consider subscribing for more aviation history and analysis. Fly safe.